Next question for AG Bonta. Could you please speak to the expected outcome of this lawsuit? Specifically, how might it impact immigrant communities here in California? Do you have any data or projections that illustrate the potential effects?
Thank you for the question. I wanted to raise up a point and put a little more detail on it that was made earlier by a number of us on this call, which is that when we have taken action like we are today with against similar unlawful and unconstitutional conduct from the presidential administration, we have won. And this is our eighth case in the broad education space. When preliminary injunctions have been issued in those cases, we have secured them. We have prevailed, including in our case challenging AmeriCorps funding, our case that dealt with COVID recovery funding to address learning loss and mental health of students and technological infrastructure. And so we have prevailed in the past, and we believe we will do so again here. So if those prior cases are indications of future results, and they're not necessarily, of course, but they are very persuasive. We believe that we will prevail again in this case. One of the key areas of attempt by the federal administration to cut funding is funding that goes to children who are sons and daughters of migratory Californians who are moving, as the work they do is seasonal. It means they change schools. It means they need some stability and extra support to maintain the consistency and quality of their education and their learning. And that is a very appropriate and thoughtful policy that looks at the different experiences of our students and provides them the unique, appropriately tailored support that they need. And so this will impact this cut, if it's allowed to go through, will impact our immigrant communities, our children of parents who do seasonal work and are migratory in that regard with their work patterns. And so there is definitely an impact here when it comes to a potential impact on our immigrant communities, and our efforts to block the withholding of the funding will help secure that support, those resources, those programs and services that we should be providing to our immigrant communities.
Similarly, have you heard from organizations that work with migrant workers, particularly undocumented workers, about how freezing funds for after-school programs have hurt workers? This reporter has heard that workers have stopped seeking help from these organizations due to fear about ICE.
I want to also add, we got a preliminary injunction in our Department of Education reduction in force case. So again, when orders have been issued by courts in our education cases, in cases similar to this one, we have won. So I give that to you for situational awareness and context for this case. We've been in constant contact with organizations that represent immigrants by affirmative action, reaching out, and our efforts to reach out and make sure that we're in touch, that we're available. We have a whole team, the Community Awareness Response and Engagement Team, that does outreach. We held roundtables all across the state talking to immigrant communities, and of course, we are always door open, phones on, ready to hear from immigrant communities as they reach out to us. We recently heard from folks in the United Farm Workers of America orbit who were concerned about the Ventura County raid. But your point is absolutely true. There's definitely a chilling effect. These ICE raids, the tactics that a court, by the way, last Friday found unlawful in terms of racial profiling and use of language and presence in certain locations and type of job, using those as factors to determine who to stop, detain, search, is unlawful. And that type of unlawful conduct and unlawful unconstitutional enforcement techniques, that definitely has a chilling effect in terms of our immigrant communities and their willingness to seek government services, go to school, go to healthcare appointments, go to their jobs. And this is another aspect of that, the attempt to withhold this critical support for the children of migratory workers. So it's all part of a broader effort to intimidate and bully, and definitely has chilling and damaging effects on the ground in our communities, including our immigrant communities.